Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 15 of Futebol No Filter. We have some new faces, as you can see, or a new face. Let's start with Jorginho. Jorginho, how are you doing today?
What up, what up, what up? I hope I would have been a little bit better after Sporting lost, but not that lucky. So, I'm okay.
You were rooting for a red team that was wearing Adidas. I understand.
What happened?
You were rooting for a team in red that wears Adidas. I understand.
Aberdeen desde criança.
This criança, okay?
Agora sou some crash, whatever says criança. We'll see.
Last Lins.
Something like that.
They're called
Okay.
dandies. Aberdeen are
Steph,
dandies.
you got, as everyone can see, Steph has a big smile on his face. Steph, how are you?
Well, this game was I was expecting Sporting to win, and we did, so that's good. So
All right, and with three valuable points for the ranking, of course. And then we have our lovely Cynthia. Cynthia has joined us from Benfica after 90. She has been on that show, and she worked behind the scenes on that one. Cynthia, go ahead. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You are from Canada. Oh, Canada, oh, Canada. Red, white. We know, we get it.
Well, I'm an immigrant. I was born in Portugal, but yeah, I was raised in Canada.
You're Canadian.
Shove it.
You're Canadian.
You
She's
hoser.
Canadian.
it's a safe one.
She's Canadian, but she eats blue crispy treats.
Rice Krispies. You don't have Rice
Yeah.
Krispies. A
They're
town.
blue, so you like them.
They're blue.
With blue packaging. All
Hey,
right.
we like blue things once in a while. My favorite cartoon was the Smurfs. So it's blue too. So no get that.
There you go.
I didn't like the Smurfs.
Tu queres ser portista, mas não consegues, pá.
Foda-se. Antes, eu ia fazer uma coisa mal, mas não vou dizer nada disso.
Oh, Bruno, nice always. I like the green. It's good on you.
Epá, I support all Portuguese clubs.
Como é que é, Steph? É o filho que o pai nunca teve, não é?
Let's now first.
Vamos lá. Eu agora estou a usar do Rio Ave, porque o Rio Ave hoje jogou muito bem e ganhou um grande jogo, um jogo muito difícil no Besiktas. Que muitos não conseguiram fazer.
Mas tens de ter cuidado que agora se calhar o Besiktas já não tira da mesa o Abubacar. Agora estás lixado. Agora vais ter que gramar com os 2.9 million euros por ano outra vez.
No, he's out. He's leaving, so it's all good. All right, guys. So we had our week 1. It's in the bags. We finally were able to get week 1 in. Well, we're not complete. So let's start running down the games. Famalicão Benfica 1-5. Benfica wins 5-1 on the road.
Cinco.
We have Guimarães 0, Bolonenses 1. Bolonenses with a major road win against Guimarães. Guimarães played very well, but couldn't get the win. Nacional and Boa Vista 3-3. The scoreboard almost broke. Sporting Gil Vicente never. Sporting and Gil Vicente they never got off. Porto 3, Braga 1, or Benfica B, C, D. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of those.
You mean refs versus Braga? Go on.
Let me get the violin now.
Marítimo 0, Moreirense 2, Farense 0, Tondela and Rio Ave 1-1, and Portimonense Paço Ferreira 1-1. The table looks with Benfica, Porto, Moreirense, Santa Clara, Bolonense all with 3 points. Boa Vista, Nacional, Paço Ferreira, Portimonense, Rio Ave, Tondela all with 1. Sporting, Guimarães, Braga, Farense, Marítimo, Famalicão, and Gil Vicente all with 0. But Gil Vicente and Sporting, they have not played yet. This upcoming week, we will discuss later on. I'll start with the guest, Cynthia. Famalicão 1, Benfica 5.
Yep.
Did you like what you saw? I know George is going to want to run down his list of his lineup, but you know what? Let's start with that, George. Go ahead.
Yes,
start with your
Sure.
one if you.
I didn't write the lineup.
Yeah. You'll do the lineup and then she'll do her analysis.
Yeah, sure. So on goal, Vlachodimos, left back Alex Grimaldo, center backs Vertonghen and Ruben Dias, right back André Almeida. In the middle, we have Everton Cebolinha, Gabriel, Tarapt, Rafa, Luka Waldschmidt, and Darwin Nunes.
Okay. Cynthia, what'd you think?
So first off, I watched a Brazilian feed for the first half because that happened, and they call Tarapt Tahabit, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think we should change his name. Anyways, my favorite part of not having fans is that we can hear the teams, and so when they're playing, you just hear them yelling "caralho" at each other, and I really like that. I kind of want that all the time. It's the best. I love it. I love it so much.
All the curse.
Força, caralho! Que estás a fazer, caralho? I'm like, yes. And like new guys on the team, I'm like, you're gonna learn real quick, bud. Anyways, into the actual gameplay. So at the 18th, we've got a nice little chip over the goalkeeper, which was very nice from Luka Waldschmidt. The 20th, we've got Cebolinha. He gets a wide center pass. It was just random. So that was 2-0, or 0-2 because it's at home for them. Grimaldo doing a classic Grimmy and scoring off of the free kick at the 41st. And I saw that live at the ICC when that happened. And then otherwise, we go into halftime at leading them 3-0 in their own house. 51st is Rafa and Cebolinha going back and forth in front of the net, which I really enjoyed. Because of Rafa, Almeida, and Pizzi, I like Rafa the most, and I kind of want Pizzi and Almeida to be sold.
You want to say it a little lower?
They gotta go. Bye. You gotta go. Sell them now. try to sell them like Bruno Fernandes. Sell them to EPL. Bye. But yeah, so I liked that. Then what happened? 65th, we've got Luka again with a pass from Cebolinha, and you just hear the bench yelling, "Toluca, Toluca!" Because again, there's no fans, so I could actually hear things. It was fantastic. And then we're leading 5-0. And then Guga, in classic SLB fashion, a former player, scores against us. So 5-1.
All right.
Great.
Now, George, there was 3 changes in comparison to the PAOK game. I think Waldschmidt was 1, Rafa was the other, and Gabriel.
Gabriel. Yep,
all right.
That's correct.
So, did you like the change?
It's actually 4.
Oh, 4. I'm sorry. Which one was the last one? Oh,
Darwin Nunes.
Oh, okay.
Darwin.
Darwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct. Which one, or did you like the changes? Did you see the team play differently?
Dude, I like the changes. Now it's a matter of time to see if it was Benfica that played really good or Famalicão that played really bad, or a combination of both. But I love the front line. Lucas looked awesome. Gabriel in the middle held down the midfield. I think it can't be coincidence that every time that the German plays, we stink up the place most of the games.
You mean Weigl?
Weigl, that's it.
I love Weigl. No.
I mean, listen.
We're not talking about eye candy. We're talking about soccer.
We're not talking about.
I'm not talking about eye candy. I like the guy. Oh my goodness.
He likes his hair, man.
So if you look,
Yeah, I like hair.
so if you look at the statistics of the games that he played, I think we either lost or tied like 2/3 of the games that he's in.
If you're only looking at him, come on. There's Almeida.
There's
Pizzi.
Now, probably one of my favorite changes, just because of the balancing of the team, it would be Rafa on the right back, and I think that was one of the errors that we did in Greece, playing with Cebolinha on one side and Pedrinho at the other. We lost the midfielders. They're not defending midfielders. They don't run back and forth in their sides, and I think that's on the counterattack. That's where we got hit in PAOK, and that's where the midfielders have to help out. But I listen. I have 5 goals. I really like the team. Definitely like the front line. That apt for me again. He's probably the player I would say in my eyes that's que está em melhor forma this year. It's him. He's just a beast with the ball. But again, we have to see this week and the next upcoming weeks to see if it was Benfica that played really well or if it was Famalicão that played really bad. But I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, Steph.
I do want to ask him.
Oh, go ahead.
Just before you go on, Georgie, do you feel like I do with regards to the PAOK game? I felt like JJ was just playing what we had. And I felt like on this game, he's like, now this is my tactics. And this is what we're changing from the shit that you guys had. And this is now what we're going to do.
I don't think so. I just think
Really?
that I think he choked. I think being that it was
You think JJ choked?
I think he choked. Like he chokes like he chokes in most finals. If you look at his statistics on one game, like you say in Brazil, mata-mata.
Yep.
His statistics are not really good because he doesn't know how to play really good. You could go back to the mata-mata game against Porto in the 92nd minute. You could go back to the Taças Portugal against Guimarães. You could go back to Sevilla game. You could go back to Chelsea game. There's so many that I lost count. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Jorge Jesus, the soccer coach, not the one that does the interviews like he did a couple of days ago and screwed it all up again.
Yeah.
And screwed everything up again.
Yeah.
Saying that he doesn't want to retire in Benfica, that he doesn't see himself retiring in Benfica, a team that just paid him and his old team 12 million euros clean a year. And he's saying that he doesn't see himself retiring in Benfica. He's already já está com abrir a porta. But that's another topic. No, I think he choked. I think he didn't put the better players in the game. I think the lineup was horrible. I think the midfield. I just don't see the German playing that well, and I think we had way too many attacking players and not enough defending players. When we knew that the only way that PAOK could have hurt us would have been on the counterattack. There wasn't any other chances that they would be able to play us, tick for tack. It would have just been on the counter, and we gave them the midfield. And when a soccer team gives the opponent the midfield, your chances of being successful are very, very, very slim.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go to Steph real quick. Steph, I just want to read Famalicão's lineup. Zlobin ex Benfica in goal. Wink, wink.
Are you serious?
Riccielli and Verdonk. Lameiras, Guga, Assunção, and Pereira.
Guga, ex-Benfica player who scored. Mention that part, sweetheart.
And Martinez. Well, we'll get to that in a second of his comments because I know Steph is gonna want to interact with that. He got very you can tell that Steph and I were very disturbed by what Guga's comments were.
No. You were very disturbed, and then you try to get some other people in your bandwagon. Say it the way it is.
Why you're disturbed. You need to tell me.
Because you get disturbed with anything that's red. Even when you stay at a red light. Oh, you stay at the red light.
I don't like
red for too long.
Even that disturbs you.
It bothers me. It gets in my way.
The longest red light of my life.
Steph, Famalicão, clearly not the best team. I'm sorry, not the same team that they were last year. They lost a lot of fundamental players. Did you think, going by what Cynthia and George have said, do you think that Famalicão was a team that not nearly as good and Benfica was just better, combination of both, or Benfica was just so much superior than Famalicão?
Well, we spoke about that the last podcast, that Famalicão is not the same team. They sold some key players, and it showed against Benfica the last game. Benfica came from a tough loss against PAOK, and after losing a game that they thought they were going to win, and they should have won. They were the better team on paper, and it was a big blow to everyone's confidence. The only thing they could have done is win against Famalicão in a decisive, convincing way, because of the Benfica fan base is very demanding, and they should be. So, I wasn't surprised with the win of 5-1 because we knew, and we spoke about that Famalicão this season, they're going to have a tough year. They might even get demoted, to tell the truth. I don't see that team as good as it used to be last year when they finished 5th place. Benfica was just better in the full 90 minutes. There's no ifs and buts about it.
Mm-hmm.
But Uguga, what he said at the end, after watching the whole interview, I think it was just a clip of what fans wants to hear, maybe Sportingistas and Portistas. Because
I missed it. I'm so sorry. Can you summarize?
I don't have the clip. Maybe
Okay.
Bruno can fetch it because I'm not in front of the computer.
I'm
What
going
did
to
he say?
paraphrase. I'm
Okay.
going to paraphrase real quick. It's basically he said that the coach said that this was not the most important game of the year,
season,
or the least important game of the year. That's what he said.
But you got to listen to the whole contest
Go ahead.
of the flash interview, because when you listen to him, the whole contest, it sounds different. Of course, if you're malicious and you just want to hear what you want to hear, then you think the way you think.
Bruninho malicious? No.
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 But nevertheless, this game, Benfica won well, and it shows that they were pissed losing against PAOK. But
Yeah.
they still lost 40 million euros. That's a lot of money.
Let me just say one thing, if I can. I just want to, for our viewers, and Bruno already knows this, but Bruno, he's not going to say it. But for our viewers, the player that Bruno has a problem with saying this after the game is the same player that in July in a Famalicão Benfica game scored a tying goal that resulted in a 1-1 tie and celebrated that goal.
Yep.
And he got hammered by Benfica fans about that.
And what?
Okay.
He got hammered by Benfica fans on social media about that.
Everybody gets hammered by Benfica fans on social media. If you got Twitter, you'd know.
Well, I'm just saying.
I get hammered by Benfica fans on Twitter. Stop it.
but what I'm trying to say, Cynthia, is that the fans didn't take well with his celebration. They felt that he should have had a little bit more respect for
people.
Benfica.
Didn't even like Zivko. Did you see Zivko and his celebration against us? And he's like this. There were people attacking him on Twitter, dude. People attack. It's a human issue.
It's all right. Now, George, you got a question on because we want to move on. Yep. George, what is your early opinion on Jan Vertonghen?
Dude, I think, from watching Tottenham games and stuff like that, he's a stud. We all know he's a stud. He's a leader. I think he's still a little bit out of shape, like a lot of the players are. But I think he'll be okay, and he'll be one of the main players for Benfica this year. I think, especially if we end up selling Ruben Dias before October 5th.
And do you think that's going to happen, Cynthia? Is he sold?
I want to sell LFV before I sell Ruben Dias. What the hell is this shit?
Get
him out of here.
A lot of money.
Hey, Bruno, you want to buy LFV?
No, thank you.
Right in.
Trash. I have plenty of trash at home.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. He could be your treasure.
Nah, man. Nah. You got all that. 3 people in a house and 3 cats. We're good. All right. I'll move on. Porto 3, Sporting Braga / 1. Marchesín in goal. Manafá, right back. Mbemba and Tels. Corona, Sergio Oliveira, Danilo Pereira, and Uribe. Otávio and Marega up top. For Braga, it was Mateus in goal. It was Esgaio, Raul, Carmo, Viana, and Skeira. Castro, Musrati and Fransergio Ruiz and Ricardo Horta. Basically, I mean, I really like I think Porto actually in this application they have them in a 4-4-2, but they were not playing in a 4-4-2. They were playing in a 4-3-3, and I felt that Porto was way more dynamic in a 4-3-3.
I don't agree. I don't think they were playing in a 4-4-3. You said
no
4-3-3. 4-4-3. Well, if you count the ref, sure.
I think they were playing on a 4-3-3-3. That's what that's what I think they were playing.
No,
4-3-3-3.
No, é bem assim.
One game, 2 penalties? Não é bem assim. Isso já é 200% already for the year.
George, you got to remember something. O
Mostovoy,
he's Mostovoy. And he was found in those emails that Rui Pedro right now is in court battling because he wants
Rui Pedro, it's called Rui Pinto. It's called Rui Pinto. Não tem gajo.
After all these years.
Call him. You might not want to hear what he has to say.
All these years, this guy. So we were on Tiki Taka years ago. I've done 2 seasons of another pod, and I come back to this pod, and he's still spouting the same shit. Amazing. It's amazing to me that if Benfica do something, it's conspiracy. Did you guys hear Guga? It's conspiracy. The coach said this, it's conspiracy. 2 fucking penalties and to call back on an offside that wasn't an offside. And nada, limpinho. Where's my golinho? Olha lá.
Cynthia, you're talking about Bruno, Cynthia. Bruno thinks a pizza dourado.
Can I talk about my team or not? You guys,
Bruno thinks a pizza dourado is a UEFA trophy or something.
No,
it's not. I thought it was the way Portishas want it.
The pizza dourado from a couple of years ago. Like 2 or 3 years ago. Okay.
2, 3. Not that far back.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let me analyze the game. I feel that
please.
Porto in a 4-3-3 is way more dynamic. I still think that I don't think that Danilo is can fit in the system. I personally don't think that he just cannot fit. I mean, I don't.
You are always hating on your players. Oh my good lord!
I think he's just too slow. He's too slow for the system. That's just my personal opinion.
You're too slow for the system. Get out of here.
Who? Artur Soares? Artur Soares is too slow. What you say? Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you were talking about.
You're gonna get us kicked out of here, George.
Now let's talk about. I mean, I know you guys want to talk about penalties. I mean, I don't know. You guys said
there's Proença.
There's no penalty. There's no penalty for you guys.
Talk to me about the first one. The first one, I don't think is a penalty. That's a dive.
No, he needs him.
He needs him. You used to tell me anything against Jonas was a goddamn dive, that he could be the fucking captain of the diving team. And then you're going to sit here and tell me this is a clean penalty. You can't have it both ways. Okay, fine. If it was a Benfica jersey, would it have been a penalty?
Hell no!
He clipped them.
All right.
He clipped them. It's dumb. It was a dumb mistake for a defender to even do that. Where was he going to go? He had the sideline or the end line. He had the end line, or where else? He had nowhere else.
He's going swimming. That's what that was. He
clipped them.
3.
And then the second one, George, you can tell me that the second wasn't a penalty?
No. The second PK is a PK, but the second Braga goal was called offside. Why is that? You want to explain
8 centimeters. You want to talk
8
about
centimeters?
Yeah, exactly.
I could ask the 3 of you to show 8 centimeters. We don't need that right now. However, take a look, and that's not what it is. Hey, it's 9:30. Football after dark. I knew, but no, that's not offside, and you know it.
No, yes, I do know it because last year against Rio Ave, they took a penalty 3 centimeters away. 3. This one was 8. I heard somebody on was it Fans of Portuguese Soccer on Facebook. He was saying that it was clearly onside, but the one against Rio Ave, the Porto Rio Ave, was clearly offside. How can you say 3 centimeters was clearly offside and the
Nah.
one 8 centimeters clearly onside?
They're together. They're running together. It's not offside.
Listen, that's what the measurement says. We got to respect it. I had to accept it. I had to accept it last year.
We are going to take that out of context so fast.
You have
I'm
a
going to
dirty
record
mind.
that.
For
It's
our
going to be my
viewers to
ringtone.
know,
It's going to
For
be my
our-
ringtone. Everybody in here, we got to get that as our ringtones.
for our viewers to know, Cynthia and I on Tiki Taka podcast, he was the culprit on the red velvet underwear.
Whoa.
Yes, you.
First off, Red Velvet is because someone we knew was a huge WWE fan, and his favorite watched his favorite one wore Red Velvet. It was crazy.
Red velvet, yes. You know.
It wasn't us. It was the other guy.
All right, I fibbed a little bit. Maybe she wasn't really into red velvet. No, but overall, I think it was a good game. Braga, they showed some things. I will want to say that Castro was exported that did score for them. Fran Sergio played a completely different position. He was playing more as a false winger, and then he would move inside. Who's another guy? I thought it's Gaio and Skata. I mean, this team in 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, or I don't know how they really want to 3-5-2, 5-3-2. They kind of or 3-4-3. They're very interesting, but I just don't. If this is a team that's going to be challenging for the title, I don't see it. That everyone wants to put Braga as a title contender, I don't see it.
They kept missing a lot of their chances too, like very wide.
I don't.
Like
I mean,
Horta needs to step up if he's going to do something.
The only guy that really had a chance was that Ricardo Horta, ex Benfica, where he sat.
Bite me.
He sat the defender, and then he I don't know. He shot it to the moon. I don't know if it still landed or not, but that was really their clear chance in the second half. I don't really recall any other clear chance.
Yeah,
had some half chances, but they're not clear. I just didn't think they were clear.
I think Castro had a one just wide to the side though, like it curled.
I don't recall now. It's been a while.
Yeah, no worries.
Steph, you want to add anything about Sporting Braga?
Sporting Braga Porto.
Sim.
But aquele penalty de Marega, I gotta tell you, what a penalty! I never seen such a thing. I've saw the play like several times, and to me, that's not a PK. What do you think, Bruno?
He just fought me. What do you think?
No, I wanted to say it again.
He's so full of shit. You want to hear it again, eh? Yeah, tell us again. Tell us again, Bruno.
Bruno thinks
it's a dumb move by the defender. Why would you do that?
It's always a dumb move.
Bruno thinks it was a PK.
Do you think it was a PK, Bruno?
Clark foi.
Oh, foda-se.
I even asked if it was a Benfica shirt. He said, "Yes, of course." Yes, of course.
Show me where they didn't say it was a panic. Show me where they wasn't a panic.
If that's okay, just remember this: when Sporting Benfica get those kind of PKs, don't bitch about it later.
Thank you.
Vamos falar.
For Bruno with his wrestling fan, you can't see me.
He's got blue goggles. Yeah, you can't see me.
You can't see me.
But just like Google, when he said what he said on national TV, which he shouldn't have said it because he's a professional player, he should know better. That's not a PK either.
What?
But that's what I got to say. That PK was so disgusting. I got to tell you, if you think that was a PK, I think I'm going to quit this podcast.
Listen, Steph, it's your opinion.
You are such a diva.
We have to disagree, right?
Clearly.
Pois, já sabia que ia ser isso. É sempre a mesma missa.
Hold on a second. It's only right if I agree with your opinion.
No. It's not my opinions. Everybody's opinion. The only one in that.
No, it's not everybody's opinion. Show me record the bola, because those are the only ones that are really true. Show me o record da bola dizer que não é penalti. Mostra. Não estou a ver, eu não vejo. Onde é que está o gajo?
Eu não comprei jornal.
Onde é que está?
Eu não comprei jornal.
Então, they all said it was a penalty.
Epá, não fico estressado, homem, estás aí com uns dores de cara.
How come when I use that defense for Benfica, you're like, no, corrupção. But you say it and everything's
With
limpinho.
more Stovoi, por favor.
You're so full of shit.
Listen, that's the
Lisandro
only
Lopes
lens of
and the
that
Phantom
game
PK.
that I found it was not PK.
Phantom PK, okay.
Okay.
Braga.
You know, I did want to tell you one thing I liked about your Porto game.
Go ahead.
Oh, two things. I have two things I liked. Number one, Alex Telles is on my fantasy team, so that's the only thing that made that okay.
You got 2
Number
goals for
two,
you.
he got me 18 points. That's son of a bitch. And then number two, what I liked was Man Bun. What's his name? Sergio? Man Bun.
Oliveira? Yes.
Man Bun. Man Bun, he scored, and it was so forceful, it took his bun off. He had to put his bun back up. I can relate to that.
Let's talk about that. We have David Pereira, who is a Braga fan, only Braga, not Benfica B fan, Braga fan. Sergio Oliveira hold down the defender on the header. Should his arms be on the defender's back shoulder when he jumped? David, please, if you're going to say that this is a foul, and then you're going to say then soccer should be basketball. That's all I got to say about that. Where is this a foul?
David, you're very lucky that he even put that question up.
Yeah, actually.
George, is that a foul? George, you think it's a foul?
I to be honest with you, I didn't watch the play.
That's the one where he lost his hair tie.
Cindy, was it a foul? Yes or no?
Well, he was on him, but I mean, you always said it when we were on Tiki Taka. It's a contact sport. It shouldn't be a punching sport, but there's going to be some contact. I didn't think it was that bad.
Steph, was it a foul?
Which one?
The Portugal, Sergio Oliveira.
I don't think so. No. I mean,
now you see, if that wasn't a foul, then the Marega PK shouldn't be a PK either.
The question is, if it was the other way around, would it have been called a foul?
Of course it would have.
And you would have.
You know why? Because almost avoid. No, that's what you're saying, right?
No. I'm asking a fair question. I'm asking if it was the other way around.
Last year they got a call where Porto lost at home to Braga, right? Where there was a lot of controversy. Was it offside, not offside? The VAR said no offside. It was counted as a goal.
But was he offside or not?
He was not offside.
Okay, then what's the problem then?
But I'm just saying, because what you're asking if it was going to be called the other way around. Of course not. It wasn't a foul. The guy jumps. You could clearly see that he jumps higher than the defender.
You think if Braga had scored that goal, no Dragão, that they would have said that it was a goal.
I've seen worse. I mean, you want to pull back time. There was one game, Porto Braga, when Alcoa Adrians was the coach, and they called penalties in favor of Braga. So
okay. My favorite thing about the game, that was only 11 portistas in the whole stadium. Já chegava de porcos, não faltava lá mais ninguém. Ainda bem que foi estádio fechado.
Vai ofender a tua família, não ofendes os outros.
Actually, one thing about that, so in the Benfica game, I could hear them yelling, caralho, olha Lucas open, caralho. In the Porto game, I keep hearing Fica. And I'm like, what the fuck are they saying? You have a person named Fica?
No, the referee to close his eyes and say.
What is that? They're not yelling caralho. What's wrong with you people? You're weird.
Oh, we say other things. Wait till this weekend when it's Boa Vista and Porto.
Oh, I hope Boa Vista fucking punch you guys. But that's okay. That's minor.
You mean Porto City, huh? Porto City, right?
Quem está lá?
The Pinto da Costa's son's favorite team, right? Where he sells players to his father's team. No,
you know what it is? I'm gonna tell you. It's the Paulo Gonçalves, your ex-team. Yes, o Paulo Gonçalves, porque o teu presidente não conhece.
No.
George, you got to remember, we're the octopus. Remember, we got the 8 legs everywhere.
Claro.
But that's
okay. We got the 8 legs.
Blame the Benfiquistas for that.
We got the 8 legs, e nós estamos sempre a levar no cu.
Não vocês.
Não, é do Arthur Soares Dias, era do Pedro Proença, agora é o Arthur Soares Dias, são todos.
Tens o Godinho, tens o Tiago Martins, tens o Jorge, era o Jorge, só agora está no VAR. Tens o Luís, o Soares Dias no VAR.
Mas tu é que
This is what I'm saying. You go on and on and on. But again, Marega dives and gets a PK. Marega gets called offside for 8 centimeters. Are we really going to get
8 centimeters?
Centimeters?
Last year we were.
I've seen you guys get things called onside because all of a sudden somebody's got a giant foot and it looks like they friggin' photoshopped 8 centimeters onto a guy's foot. And now you're going to do this.
Or the VAR is not working. Or the VAR is not working for those 2 minutes.
Or the VAR is just not working. We don't have that camera angle.
For example, like one of the Benfica games at home, then all of a sudden the referee takes a break. Go take a shit somewhere.
Push.
We know. Gil Vicente and Sporting, they did not play.
Cancel.
No, they didn't play.
COVID one.
COVID one. Okay. What's going on with you guys played today against Aberdeen? Did you watch the game? Yes or no?
Portions of it.
Okay. No. First, hold on. First, let's talk about the postponement. Should it have been postponed?
You're not going to make them play.
The decision,
they had enough players.
The decision was made by DGS, so it was out.
I know it was made by DGS, but
and Sporting, they couldn't have controlled that decision. So that's why the game was postponed, and it kind of benefited both teams because I think Gil Vicente, they had 15 positive cases.
Holy shit!
And we had 9. So yeah, but George is right. We had enough players, and the Gil Vicente coaching staff said they had enough players as well. But they just say they were thinking about more in the sense of it could spread even more to dirigents and still
the attendance and stuff. Yeah.
So that's why they decided to cancel the game, and Sporting went to Algarve, and they created the Efeito Bolha, the bubble.
Yep.
And now they're not allowed to go visit their families and stuff like that. And they travel in the same bus altogether to avoid stuff like that. So,
that's what the CPL did for the entire season.
Yeah.
We sent them off to another province, and they just stayed there and played games.
NBA doing the same thing, baseball doing the same thing. The only difference between American sports is they spent $7 million in logistics to create this bubble. Yeah. And that's why they're so successful. In Portugal, we don't have the kind of money.
There's never logistics with Portugal anyways. No. Remember what we were talking about, customer service?
Exactly. So that's why the game was canceled. Believe me, I was upset because I was off. I wanted to watch it. But that's it.
Do you know when they're going to try and fit it in?
Between the 12th and 16th of October.
October? Okay, well, that's not too far away.
No.
I've seen Porto games get rescheduled farther than that.
3 months after losing 1-0 in the first half of the game.
I mean, no, not at all. It can't happen.
No.
Porto's Angels.
Just to give time for that wire transfer to go through.
Bruno, you're so grumpy.
The banking system in Portugal is kind of slow. It takes a few months for it to go through.
We have to get loans. We have to get loans from Banco Novo. We have to wait for those.
You should ask LFB. I'm sure he's got a fucking loaning business. That son of a bitch.
Viva Estoril. Next.
Estoril is one of your team.
Estoril game.
Oh, for goodness sake, stop it.
One of your satellite clubs.
Yeah, the entire league's our satellite club. Little do you know, Porto's our satellite club.
It's funny. Every time when people bring up that game, I always ask them, okay, so would you go with your family to that particular stand the next day to watch the rest of the game? You know,
I just wouldn't wait 3 months.
No, but I ask you again, if you were so secure that nothing happened in that stadium, and remember, there was a lot of fudging going on for that bancada to be built. But let's just say the next day that you guys wanted the game to be played, remember that you wanted the game to be played 24 hours later. Would you go with your family in that bancada? Yes or no?
I didn't want to play the next day. I wanted that game to finish. You take the people out of that bancada and you put them in another bancada. Or you put all the super dragões in there.
Where? Where do you want them to go?
There was free space around the stadium. There was free space.
Not enough for everybody. They would have everybody all together. It was a
worst case scenario, you play in the nearest stadium the next day or in a week. You don't wait 3 months. In three months is a lot of time. It's a lot of time. Em 3 meses há muitos negócios de Itália que se podem fazer.
Those were the rules that you also approved. Don't forget that.
I didn't approve shit.
Your club approved it.
No.
We approved 3 months.
They didn't put it past my desk. I didn't sign off. I want it back.
Well, you didn't. You're not part of Benfica then. I'm sorry.
Son of a bitch.
Santa Clara.
I have that scarf too.
All right, Steph. Today, Rio Ave went to Besiktas and they won on penalties.
Which is why you're wearing the jersey. Let people know because they're like, "Why the hell is Bruno wearing that?"
I know. I got a question. Why is a Porto guy wearing a Rio Ave jersey? Number one, I collect jerseys. Number two, I support all Portuguese clubs.
Do you have a Benfica jersey?
No, I don't.
Do you have a sporting jersey?
Last week, I supported Paulo.
So you're not a collector.
I support Portuguese coaches, and Abel is Portuguese, so I had to support him. Viva Paulo.
I support all Portuguese Portuguese
Look at that little
also.
piece of shit right there. Yeah. I got that little piece of shit because I am a collector. A real collector collects scarves.
Why do you have teams from Lebanon over there?
Lebanon.
These are Liga Nos. If you can't fix it, what are you talking about?
O suporte da equipa portuguesa, isso da cidade portuguesa, isso são bandidos, são...
It should say FC penalty. That's what it should say.
Você é que são de Marrocos.
FC palhaços.
That'd be fantastic.
Os lampiões que vou às finais.
You're not a collector until you go there. Yeah. I went into the Blue Loja and felt physically ill because I look around and there's like, was it when they had Falcao and all that? And I was like, ooh, and I was like, Mario, we gotta get out of here. Just take the scarf. Let's go. I gotta go. I'm gonna throw up.
You went there the year that Porto won 5-0 against your club? 5-0?
I wore a Benfica jersey into your fucking Loja. I ain't afraid of you bitches.
All right, let's go back to Rio Ave. Steph, did you get a chance to watch this game or no?
Portions of it too. I mean, I got to work.
Okay.
I missed the Rio Ave. I watched.
I don't have the luxury to stay home and watch games.
Neither do I.
Are you attacking me? Do you mind?
No. My wife stays home too, so.
And George, I know you were not able to catch it either. I'll give you my. I watched the game. Listen, Rio Ave, I really like the way they're playing. This is a very organized team. Clearly, they don't have the quality that they had last year and maybe the year before, but there are some quality players that are on that squad and they have some experience. They could have resolved this game in the overtime period. They could have resolved this game in the regular 90 minutes. They were on top of Besiktas. Besiktas is not what they used to be from a couple of years back. This is a team that lacks talent. Now they're out of Europe. This is a team that might finish, somewhere in the middle of the table in Turkey. That's how bad this. That's how far this team has dropped off. As for Rio Ave, not to take anything away from them, they are very, very good. I think this team, if they had an actual striker, this team would be very, very dangerous.
You guys stole him.
No, we bought him.
Mm-hmm. Stole.
No, stealing is Montura. You still haven't paid him. It's been 20 years.
What do you want me to do?
Go and pay Alverca. 5 million euros.
Oh my God.
LFV,
hey, I need you to pay for Montoras, buddy. What do you do? Yeah. What do you think of it?
Now,
Rio be like right now, right? LFB be like right now. I'm in kind of
right now. No, LFB be like I'm in Candy Crush. Send me lives.
No, you'd be like não posso sair daqui antes de vá para a gaiola. Tenho que ficar escondido aqui no bunker.
Well, Rio Ave now plays Milan at home. Unfortunately for them, they're not going to be able to host fans. I mean, this would have been an historic game for Rio Ave to have a team like Milan come into their stadium, and have fans and be there. I mean, there would probably be fans that are not even from Rio Ave. They would just go just to watch Milan, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that. I do wish that Rio Ave the best of luck, because I do think that they can beat Milan. I think Milan will underestimate them, and I think they're going to have a shot at beating them. You guys disagree?
No,
No,
I hope they do well.
George?
Milan struggled today, 3-2 against a team that I don't even know how to pronounce. So
Who was it? I didn't see.
some freaking Bodo Glimt something. I don't even know who the hell this is.
Ludo Goretz?
No, Bodo
You're just
Glimt?
making things up. You can't just make things up, Bruno. Like,
I'm not making things up. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's Bodo Glimt. I don't know. I don't even know who this team is.
Oh, Bodo Glimt. They're from Norway.
Yeah, something like that.
all of a sudden,
3-2.
you know. Jesus
3-2.
Christ.
3-2.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this team they're definitely going to underestimate them, and I think they're gonna have a shot. That's just my opinion. We'll see what
Bodo
happens.
Glimt.
Bodo
So
Glimt.
the O is super fun, and then /Glimt. Okay,
They're
thanks.
from
Good name.
Norway.
Good name, guys.
And then we have Sporting that beat Aberdeen. Steph, take it away.
I don't have the lineup, so
It's
go
okay.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Watch the game. So Sporting, from what I saw, the feedback from the newspapers, and I did see the flash interview. They played well enough to win against a very limited team from Scotland. But we were very limited too without our head coach. He's at home with COVID-19. Without 9 players. The most influent ones that we just bought recently, Upot, Ununsant, and 7 more, Umaxi. So it was a low blow, but we had a good enough team to beat Aberdeen. Next week on Thursday against Alaska, it'll be different. It's a better team, so we do need all the players.
You played them last year.
Huh?
You did play this team last year.
Yeah, we lost 3-0 against them.
At away.
Mm-hmm.
And at home, how'd you guys do?
We won barely. They played better than Sporting.
I do remember that game. Yeah.
Ganhamos todos cagados.
And just for our fans to know, the next game is just one game. It's not 2.
Yes.
Again, one game?
Yeah.
Deathmatch.
Oh, wow.
Same thing with Rio Ave against AC Milan.
Yeah, it's only one game. So that's very important, because for both teams, like Sporting and Rio Ave, they have a good day, they're going to advance.
Anybody has a good day, they're going to advance.
Yeah, of course.
But
going back and I'll finish it up quite fast. We played with a lot of youth, which gave me a lot of hope. Thiago, he scored a beautiful goal. Don't forget, he's only 19 years old.
He looks like a right kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
He's really up and coming, but I'm not gonna, if he misses goals in the future, I'm not gonna crucify him right away, because he's still a young player. But the youth I saw playing at Sporting was pretty awesome. But we need a striker. I mean, when you look at the squad of Porto and Benfica, you guys have a depth on your bench. We don't. We only have Sporad, Thiago, and Luis Felipe, which he just came back from a serious injury, and he's not that good anyway. So he kind of sucks. So we do need another striker, and we need another extremo if we do sell Jovan to the EPL, because they're talking about 20 to 25 million to the APL, and that would be a low blow to Sporting chances of even getting the 3rd place, or even fighting for the championships, which is tough as it is now with the team we have now. We a notch below Benfica and Porto. But if we want to have a chance, we have to keep the best players we have, and Giovanni is one of them. If we sell him, I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyway, so but this game it was a good win. Com todas quantas partidas que tivemos, without 9 players, without the head coach, and we still managed to win. Aberdeen, they've been playing for seven rounds in the Scottish League, so they had rhythm in their favor, and we didn't because we
Yeah,
canceled last
you
game.
you haven't played since September 9th.
Yeah, our last series game, which was supposed to be for Troféu dos Cinco Felines, was canceled because of the COVID-19. So the last time we played was against Firenze. So we haven't had a lot of games. So good win by Sporting, but you still have Sportingistas, and I'm not talking about Benfiquistas or Portistas. Only Sportingistas still complaining because they're still stuck with that mentality. Bruno Carvalho, and they're not letting it go, and which is not good for Sporting. We should be united. Me personally, I have moved on. I don't like Verandas, but I have moved on because I know that's what's best for our team.
Yeah.
But besides that, let's see what's going to happen this Sunday against Passos Ferreira, if I'm not mistaken. And
Away, right? Away?
yes, away. Because the first game was at home because you'll be
away,
which we didn't play. Now it's away. No, in Passos Ferreira. That's it.
Okay. We're all going to take a quick stab at this Benfica after 90, Mario, and of course Cynthia on this, and then we have our other viewer. Wow, his name is not coming to me right now. Well, that's it. No, we have Luis, and then you have
Josh.
Is it Josh?
Oh, sorry. Alex is in Cali, but Josh is in there, and they've got Ujin Karnaj that they started under BA90. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So UEFA Super Cup had fans today. You think they may start allowing some for the UEFA games? I'll start with you, Cynthia. Yes or no?
I always feel bad if we compare things with Portugal to other countries because it's just always like dragging their feet, it feels like. Like I said, CPL was in another province, completely in a bubble the entire time. And then the last few games, they actually did let 50 spectators. And then I think it went up to 100. And it was just like kids in their youth league around there and their families on like picnics, like all around, all separated. So, I mean, it is possible. It's just, is it possible for Portugal?
Yeah, that's the big question. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's very well put. Sorry, George, go ahead. Do you think it's possible, yes or no, for at least UEFA games?
I don't think UEFA will allow games before the individual countries allow games. Fans. I think Italy today stated that it's going to vote. They want to allow 30% of capacity.
Wow.
I believe starting next week or something like that.
Well, for this past weekend, they had 1,000 in each stadium, correct? They allowed 1,000 people in each stadium?
I watched the Juventus game. I didn't really see anybody. Well, I saw some fans. I did see some fans at in the Juve game, but now they want it up to I believe 30% of capacity.
All right.
So I don't think so. I don't think they'll allow anything.
All right. And lastly, Steph, yes or no? Is this going to happen or not? He's putting on a gun. Yeah. Hey, don't show us your 8 centimeters.
No one wants to see that. Offside, Steph.
Well, offside didn't work, huh?
What's up, guys?
Do you think that there's going to be fans allowed in the UEFA games? Yes or no? I
don't think so. I think certain countries will have it. I don't see Portugal having it anytime soon. Which countries had it? Azores had it. That's a different country. They don't belong to Portugal, apparently.
France has had fans. I think
France they had it in the League Cup, and I think Germany they had it.
Might be Germany. I think they might have.
I hope so because let's pretend that the COVID-19 will stay with us for 5 more years. Let's pretend. So what? We're not going to have fans, which means every club will be in trouble financially.
Yeah.
They already are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. I mean, everybody thinks it's only Sporting and Sporting, but it's everybody.
Do you guys think UEFA should ease up the fair play financeiro for the next couple of years because
I
of
think-
this?
I agree.
Because of the loss in revenues.
They're
Yes.
not going to allow it.
Yes,
already
Yeah.
I agree 100%. But they a bunch of dildos, and they're not going to
Yeah.
allow.
Well, and what's the reason why, Steph? Steph, the reason why is because it doesn't affect the Power 5 leagues.
Well,
Mhm.
and that's a shame. That's
So
why
everybody
Well,
else,
well, it already
what's
affects the
coming
power.
up.
It already affects the Power Five leagues. So all those big teams, they already they should all have been under the fair play financeiro and not be allowed to play competitions. PSG, Manchester City, Chelsea, all those teams should not be allowed to play
And-
play Champions League or any type of
and-
international competition.
correct, and somehow they still are. So that's my point. All right,
Exactly.
Steph, next one. Do you think Sporting will pass with last at home? Question for Steph. Best player, Thiago Tomás. Agree or disagree? They said
Yes, I
English.
I think Tiago Tomás was one of the better players, together with the Spanish right fullback, Torre. Um,
Cool.
he did a phenomenal. He played a phenomenal game the whole corridor. Um, so I was impressed. So he's with us for 2 years on a loan, which I think that was a good deal. 2 years, it's better than a year because it gives more time for players to get to know the league and blend in and stuff like that. But I was equally very happy with Quaresma. I think he played a good game. Was not so happy with Net. I think we need another center back because Net is a disaster. I would trade him for Ruben Diaz if we think.
I don't like that. I saw him. I didn't like him.
For you to have Ruben Dias, you would have to give us all your team, the stadium, the academia, Cristiano
he's not
Ronaldo,
that good.
And
He's
to be
okay.
funny
everybody
and
else.
small.
He's
O Ruben
okay,
Dias,
not
buraco
that
aquele.
Hã?
O Ruben Dias, um buraco aquele.
Rambo Dias.
Yeah.
O Rafa, talvez, que é
O Marcano é melhor.
É,
O
mas
Rafa
não
é
fala
melhor
dos
que é
outros. Tu não falas dos
sportinguista.
outros.
Então.
Não te interessa.
Uhum.
Não te interessa falar dos outros. Levas duas captadas do November, esquece. Até ver estrelas.
Faz como o Dybala faz, assim, olha. Assim.
Quando o November meteu duas cabeçadas lá dentro na taça, no final da taça, até ver estrelas.
It's nice to see you, it's nice to see you in a good mood after, 3-4 years a levar na peida, já tinhas assim, já estava assim tão grande assim, olha, estava assim, olha. Pois,
Estava,
ok.
mas o Rui Pinto já falou disso. Já falou disso.
Não, quem que eu vou na peida?
É música. Tu sabes.
Sabes.
All right.
Quem é que levou na peida?
Steph,
Porto,
Sporting goalkeeper Adan, really good player for Sporting, yes or no?
Yes, of course. I mean, you kidding me? He came from a good school and full of experience. You could see it, full of confidence. So they're talking about selling Maxi. If they do sell him, it's a big mistake. But if they do, I'm at peace because Adan he's a good keeper. He brings a lot of experience and it shows. But I would rather keep Maxi as well, both of them, and sell Renan. But nobody wants Renan. That's the problem.
Já não precisas do Renan. Hoje tiveste um dos melhores jogadores lá no banco. Tiveste o Eusébio no banco como segundo guarda-redes.
Eusébio?
Chama-se Eusébio. Estive aqui agora a ver no line-up e o puto chama-se Eusébio. Não sei o que é Eusébio.
Tá bem. Não sabia.
Sem brincadeira, a sério?
Tá bem, não sabia.
I never heard of him.
Tem guarda-redes?
Sim, guarda-redes.
O terceiro?
Já o nome dele. Não sei se era o terceiro ou não.
Benfica after 30% will be more than enough for half of the Portuguese clubs based on average attendance historically, which I think is probably right. I mean, let's be honest. If you just open full capacity to Pass Freitas or like I don't know, Nacional or something, as long as the big three don't show up, they can probably that would probably be the 30% anyway.
Business
So,
as usual.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. So
I mean, clubs like Belenenses and Pass Freitas, they were predicting the COVID-19 a long time ago. They only had 200 fans inside the stadium. Anyway.
They've been living that quarantine life.
especially Belenenses because they don't have anybody really going to their fans.
É como a outra, Steph, que o Covid-19 já vai há umas décadas a ser. O Porto foi a primeira equipa que já estava a pensar no Covid-19. Tinha lá o jogador, o Paulinho Santos, ele quando jogava já, para cumprimentar o jogador, já cumprimentava com o elbow. Ele já estava a adivinhar o Covid-19. Ele só fazia assim, para cumprimentar os jogadores.
I'm gonna tell you, the club that invented social distancing was Benfica because they haven't seen an international title since 1963. 1963, huh? 1963.
Georgie, you know you pissed him off when he's bringing up the 60s. You know you've gone and done it.
O Paulinho então ensinou ao Rubem Dias, né?
His name is Ruben Elbows. Have some respect.
Rambo Diaz. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Let's go into this week's match because we're already at 1 hour and 1 minute. Braga Santa Clara will kick off tomorrow, and then we'll have Marítimo Tondela, Benfica Moreirense, Boa Vista Porto, Farense Nacional, Gil Vicente Portimonense, Passo Ferreira Sporting, Rio Ave Guimarães, and Belenenses Famalicão. Let's start with you, Cynthia, since you're the guest. Benfica Moreirense, what is your score?
It better be good. Can I go with either 4 or 5-0? No.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, I'll do 4-0.
4-0.
We need to have clean sheets. Like, that's what we need.
Well, we know that Nun Tavares is his loan there, so there might be a little, you know.
Cry me a river. Oh, my
George,
gosh.
Benfica Moreirense, go ahead.
3-0.
3-0.
You trying to be... Okay, fine. Fine, Georgie.
Steph, what do you got? Steph está a lamber os lábios.
I know, I'm like,
You're mute, Steph. You're mute. Okay.
There you are.
Yeah, what's up? I know. What's up, guys?
Your prediction for Benfica.
What's your prediction?
O que quer saber, meu?
Your prediction. What is your
which
goal?
game?
Benfica Moreirense.
Benfica Moreirense no estádio do Sexto Pão.
Do Sexto Pão.
No Copo Vinho, chama o Copo Vinho.
No, it's at our house.
No, it's not.
And it's actually our house.
It's at my house. They're going to play here.
Vocês vão, quando o Luís Vieira sair lá, aquilo vai ser buracão do caraco.
Fuck, he better go straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
They'll win at least 2-3-0.
Quem é o árbitro, Steph?
Deve ser padre lá da missa, amém.
Pois. I'll say...
I'll say this much. I think Luis Vieira is losing the grasp of things now.
I fucking hope so.
He
lost his grasp on reality a long time ago.
I hate him equally as Pinta Costa. So I'll be fair and square. I don't like Pinta Costa either.
Fair and square.
I say Benfica
também.
I'll say Benfica wins 3-1 against Moreirense. All right.
3-1. Why can't we have a clean sheet, man?
Because you know what? They actually have a nice striker. I don't remember his name. He's a Brazilian. He came in last year. He is actually scoring. He's pretty consistent with the scoring. So
I don't like it.
They might sneak one in. On a set piece. How about that? Okay, Boa Vista Porto.
I like it.
I'll start off. I'm gonna say this one is gonna be tough. 2-1.
This is gonna be tough.
Georgie.
George, what you got?
Boa Vista Porto. No, I think it's going to be tough. Porque agora aquilo é dos franceses, não é mais do Valentino Loureiro e dos amigos do Pintinho. So I say it's going to be a tie. I say it's going to be 1-1.
He's
All
asking
right.
you what's going to be the score, not your wish.
1-1.
Steph, what do you got?
Who?
You.
Or me?
O Bovis da Porto, caraças.
Quem? Opa, o Porto ganha 2-1 com mais um penalti inventado.
Hey, fuck sakes.
Can I change? Can I change? I forgot the penalties.
change? I
gotta
forgot
change. Yeah,
penalties.
do over. I forgot the penalties.
What did you go over?
I thought there were going to be any penalties allowed. I'm sorry.
Well, listen. We have to remember it's Luís Godinho, que é o benfiquista. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, the conspiracies are starting. Oh my God, Bruno.
He's racist. That guy's racist, so watch out.
Oh my God! Not only is he benfiquista, he's racist.
He's racist.
São todos
You
benfiquistas.
don't remember the Guimarães Porto game? That was the referee.
Todos benfiquistas.
São todos.
You know-
Go to the emails, you'll see.
Mhm.
Cynthia, go ahead.
I'm with Steph. I'm gonna give a wish. Wait, no, he said don't wish. My wish is 1-0 for Boa Vista. Just to screw you jerks over. But yeah, you guys get PKs and offsides at 8 centimeters and all these things. It's just great. Yeah, no, I'm leaving it 1-0. You guys are gonna lose.
All right. Pass for your Sporting, Steph.
I don't really know how well Passo Ferreiras did in the market. Do you know by any chance?
They have Douglas Dunk, but he might be on the move.
Okay, so I'm very skeptical because we still don't have those 9 players. But I'm gonna speak from the heart and say my Sporting will win 2-0.
All right. Cynthia, go ahead.
I'm actually, it's ditto. I was gonna say 2-0 for Sporting.
Okay.
Thank you,
George.
1-0 Passo Ferreira.
Epa!
Hey, Georgie!
Aí listen para ranhoso, caralho, quando é o meu.
Oh my God!
It'll be a great start for Sporting's 8th place this year.
Passo Ferreira Sporting, I say 1-2. 2-1.
So Sporting win, but you're letting them concede. Nice.
Para os gatinhos?
Yeah, I think you know what, this Tiago Tomás might start catching on a little bit, and I think he might be onto something. So let's watch how he evolves as a player.
Who?
All right, transfer
You're
rumors.
Thiago.
Oh yeah.
Transfer rumors. Anybody? Sporting, Benfica. Anybody?
Cavani is coming.
Oh yeah. O Cavani já tem companheiro.
That guy's
El
such a piece of
Slimani.
shit. Get a fucking haircut and get a
É o
real job.
Slimani. O Slimani
There's a
também.
song for you, honey.
Muito forte, o Slimani.
Well, Cynthia,
Slimani.
you're telling the guy to cut his hair.
Bruno, you want to step into the haircut talk with me?
Yeah, I mean, you said
Back
you
up,
like hair.
Buttercup.
You said you like hair. Now you're
Yeah, but
telling
not
the guy to cut
Cavani's.
his hair.
Guy's a
Come on.
jerk. Nah. He fucking dragged our bullshit team along for like a fucking month. Come
Yeah.
off it. Whatever PR people he's got, shove it.
Whoever this Daniel
He did the
Baldwin
same
is,
thing
I
to
like this guy.
Grêmio, the Brazil.
I like this guy. This Daniel Baldwin.
Daniel,
He knows
yes.
something.
just
knows
tell him, see if you can send us a message, see what he's smoking, because I like that stuff. It must be good.
Yeah. Pretty
He
much.
must be smoking the good stuff.
Here's another one. David Rio Ave Guimarães, best match of the week, fellas. You know what? Could be. If
Could be.
It could be. In terms of style of play, I mean, you know, Boa Vista Porto is going to be a bloodbath. So that's how it usually gets. It is what it
You
is.
guys are so nice to each other.
Rio Ave Guimarães, I think Guimarães will win that game.
They have to. They lost the first game
Yeah,
at home.
because
They
Rio
have to
Ave
come back
is going to be exhausted after playing an
Inter-
additional 30
Yeah.
PKs.
And the PKs. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
possible.
we're talking about money, and for the Rio Ave, the Liga Europa, it's like the Champions League. a
Yeah,
lot of
for them. It's
For
a
them,
lot
it's
of
a lot
money.
of
for
money.
them.
Yeah.
I mean,
them, it's a
their
lot of money.
budget is what? 10 million? 15?
No,
Not even.
No,
Not even.
not even.
Not even?
Really?
Yeah, not even.
No.
Yeah. Like
7
Braga, you know how
million.
much is Braga? 25 million only. 25.
Only.
That all went to
Only
Nico
only.
Gaetan. No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I couldn't believe it.
Já é muito bom.
Yeah, o meu
That's a lot.
Sporting
That's already a lot, dude.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
my Sporting is 70 million. I don't know
yeah,
why.
he's comparing to what
70 million.
I don't know why.
70 million.
Yeah,
70 million what? Escudos?
Pois, eu também gostava de saber.
Escute.
What the hell are they wasting 70? What the hell are they wasting 70 million with? Doyen ainda a pagar? Okay, where the hell is
It's
70
not
million
what they
going?
wasted. It's what they bought last year, and they still have to pay for it, the salaries and all that stuff.
Still paying a couple of coaches, maybe?
How many coaches? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Could only make
Já dá
make
para uma
almost
equipa
a
de
whole
futsal,
team with
caralho.
that already.
Dá para uma equipa de basquetebol já.
Acho que ainda estás a pagar o Domingos.
Não, I don't know.
É um,
Eu não estou lá no
é um daqueles contratos tipo Cavani que queria. É 5 milhões, mas over 20 years.
Yeah,
Era
exactly.
vitalício. Já agora,
é para o resto da vida.
para o resto da vida, como é o Eusébio. A
É
família
como o
Eusébio também
Eusébio.
pode ter vida.
Não, mas a sério, ainda estás a pagar o treinador do Bruno Carvalho, o Mijakovic, ou que é, só isso são 3 milhões.
Esses já pagaram. Agora ele está a pedir uma indenização dos impostos.
Pois, ainda
Which
está
is like 300 something thousand.
Da UEFA, os prémios da UEFA ainda estão melhorados.
What Sporting is saying, or the lawyers department is saying, is we paid in full, and then what he's saying is they should have paid the taxes for him, os impostos. And Sporting say no, we shouldn't pay for that. So then he went to court for that.
Steph, you gotta ask them the question. Quando é que o Luís Filipe Vieira vai pagar os portugueses?
Mas essa também
you're asking the wrong team for that, because he owes almost as much as us.
Isso é os três grandes, não é só o Benfica nesse aspecto. O que os benfiquistas têm que perguntar é o seguinte: why do they pick a piece of shit president so corrupted and that's using the Benfica institution?
It's awful.
And dragging the Benfica's name on the mud.
You're on Twitter. Bruno's not, but you're on Twitter. I'm sure you see. Sometimes I have arguments with people because they're like, oh, well, we've done so well. And I'm like, fucking when, honey? When?
What have we done? What have we done well?
I
don't understand what we have done.
When this president leaves Benfica, you'll see the big hole he leaves you guys financially wise.
I'm telling you, go straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
He's
Straight
involved
to
in
jail.
how many cases on a personal basis without
Hate that
naming
guy.
the name of Benfica? How many cases is he involved as Cidadão Luís Filipe Vieira?
He's in six, I think, right now.
Six
right now. Going on seven.
Why would Benfica put up with that? That goes
I don't know.
beyond my understanding.
They fight me.
Just like Cynthia and Mario got on my case and George got on my case with Bruno Carvalho, I'll say the same thing about Luís Filipe Vieira.
Yep.
Why do Benfiquistas want this guy? You basically saying 2 thumbs up for corruption, you applaud corruption and you support corruption. Bom, e já não vou falar no Pinta Costa, porque isso é uma história que vai demorar muito tempo.
Well, that's decades. That's decades.
Isso é o professor da aula.
Ele tem um PhD que ainda não foi inventado, esse gajo. But anyway, so anything else, Bruno, before
you go, before you nod off? All right, guys. We got our predictions down. Rumors. Really, there's not a lot of rumors. I mean,
there's a lot of rumors in my club.
There's a lot of rumors.
Say really fast. Apparently Maxi could be sold for 15 million.
To who?
Giovanni for 25 milhões, and that's all that. Who came?
Who Maxi?
Where would he be sold to? Who's paying 25 million for him?
No, 15.
Oh, there you go. You said 25. Oh, meu.
Oh, I heard
Giovanni.
15 for Maxi. It was Barcelona. They like him a lot because he's young. He shows a lot of potential. But you would go to the A team. The 25, it's como é que chama aquela equipe? O Southampton. Yeah, they offered 20. Sporting said no, so now they're trying to raise it to 25. And that, I think that will seal the deal. And then we're trying to steal the center back from Turino, o brasileiro.
O Laika, uma coisa assim.
And we need him because Unetti doesn't give us any assurances at all.
We'll sell you Jardel for 15 million.
Não, pode ficar com ele.
Honey, I'd sell you Jardel for a maracujá sumal and it'd be funny. Get the hell out of here.
Listen, já temos lá o avô do Antunes. Não precisamos de outro avô.
Yeah, fogo.
Yeah, I don't even know why we got Antunes. That was a waste of money.
Steph, you got Moingas over here saying Giovanna's not going anywhere.
I hope diz ao Vitor para parar de ver vinho tinto, que está-lhe a fazer mal na cabeça.
Ok, o Moingas.
1 cup is okay. 1 bottle is too much.
Go check my Facebook page. You'll see a cat drinking wine. I know.
Oh, I love it.
The little paw, he dips it inside and he licks it.
É assim mesmo. All right. Anything on Benfica? Are they selling anybody? Is Vinicius out? Not yet.
Don't talk about Vinicius.
I know they want to sell people, but Jardel should have been sold 6 years. No, I don't agree with that. Absolutely not.
One a year ago, 2 years ago.
No, Jardel. Besides last year, Jardel was the starting fullback, dude.
Potential Pente, he got his own goal. He did awesome.
Vai jogar o triplo, vai arrasar, vai cilindrar.
Tudo arrasar agora.
Já viste o sonho do Jorge Jesus agora?
É a Liga dos Campeões.
É a Liga dos Campeões, mas não é este ano, é para o outro. É que é burra que é o gajo, é mesmo a burra.
É Champions.
Não falta a Liga dos Campeões.
Champions?
É que é burra. Falou isto agora, que foi eliminado. É mesmo a burra.
Steph, vão jogar o triplo, hein? O triplo.
Não, para mim, está a fazer pouco dos benfiquistas. Acabou de queimar o clube com 40 milhões. E está a dizer que o sonho dele a ganhar o Champions League. Está a fazer pouco deles, não é?
You were talking about LFE. You were talking about LFE, and LFE said this man will never come back to this club as long as I'm president. Who did he fucking run to and beg to come back? JJ. LFE's a fucking liar, and JJ's right behind him.
With a private plane. E tinha lá Google Girls.
Oh, my Lord.
Eu sei que eu hoje contratei.
And I'm not trying to take away anything from JJ being a good coach or whatever, but it's exhausting.
That was a bad move because he pissed off Flamengo Nation.
He's got a GIF. And sometimes people use it on me, and it's when he falls to his knees because he lost to the fucking Portista right at the end. Or you can do the second one where he falls and loses right at the end to Chelsea. Yeah, we fucking seen it. But yes, he's amazing at everything else, and everybody just wants to remember all the great things JJ did. But I remember him being a stubborn-ass man and doing a lot of stupid things and having his favorites. But whatever, we'll see. I hope he does well because he's at my team.
O problema dos benfiquistas é que realmente a maior parte dos portugueses são benfiquistas. Isso é verdade, não é? Mas a maior parte...
Problem?
No, that's not a problem at all.
Oh, okay.
But isso também quer dizer que há lá muita gente que é muito burra. Não é? Because you lost against PAOK, which was a really, really bad win. Really, really bad win. Yep. And then you guys win against Famalicão e parece que já ganharam o campeonato outra vez. Vindo à festa, caralho. Vindo à festa. Mas só um jogo, caralho. 5-1, mais nada. Não foi mais nada disso.
I was pissed.
Steph, I'm going to tell you something. The most memorable thing I have about o Cabeleira é quando ele chegou ao quarto árbitro. Eu sei de muita coisa do ano passado. Vamos perguntar o que ele sabe.
I get to hear that all the time from Antonio Oliveira when he's at Tempo Extra too.
He doesn't say that.
Mas espera aí.
Oh, he doesn't say that? Okay.
Espera aí.
YouTube.
Eu vou ouvir os Jorge Jesus dizer assim. Eu vou à praia, mas o Luís Vieira ver o mar. Também vais ver. Ele vai lá cair.
Steph, olha, vou-te mostrar uma coisa. Right here, olha. Lembras-te do David? Traz o champanhe.
I like Dave. Dave
Dave é um espetáculo esse gajo.
Não, é só ter defeito o gajo. É bem feliz. É o mesmo feito assim de Jorge, da minha esposa, da minha filha.
Mas para que é o champanhe? O champanhe é para quê? Para celebrar os 20 anos do Sporting sem ganhar o campeonato, que vai ser ao fim deste ano?
Yeah.
Why you gotta be mean? Why you gotta be mean?
That's fine.
Jeez. That's all fine.
I agree with George. We should have come up with a jersey from Damas com voucher de 600 euros e o food basket. Eu até incluía uma gaja do Google e tudo, caralho. Aquilo.
Não. O espaço.
Não, o Bruno tem razão, que o Porto fez com mais. Uma não chegava.
Não,
O sponsor na manga seria o Cashball e depois aqui à frente seria o Cristóvão, o que depositou 2.000 euros no árbitro. Eu acho que isso não foi esse não era benfiquista. Esse não era benfiquista.
O primeiro-ministro de Portugal, os políticos lá do Parlamento, o Benfica foi fazer um charting flight. Como tinha
mas os jogos do Benfica é que são cancelados 3 dias antes no jogo da Liga Europa.
Qual o jogo?
Não, tu estás a dizer que nós temos esses políticos todos lá em todos os lados, não é? Eu estou a dizer que nós...
Essa tua indireta não cola muito bem, porque quem decidiu foi o DGS, não foi o Sporting nem o João Vicente. Tanto
it's convenient, though. He's just saying everything convenient happens to Benfica. It's just not you guys, right?
É os benfiquistas, os políticos todos que decidiram isso.
Então, ouve lá, achas que é normal o primeiro-ministro ser parte da comissão de honra de um clube? Ele tem que se preocupar com o país. Ele pode gostar do Benfica, isso não há nada contra isso, atenção. Pode ter um gosto pessoal e isso é normal. Pode vir ver os jogos e pode fazer o que quiser. Agora, não pode chegar a público uma figura que é o primeiro-ministro de Portugal e dizer que é parte e que apoia o Luís Filipe Vieira, o maior corrupto de Portugal, ainda fica em segundo lugar porque o Pinto Costa é o primeiro, e a parte da comissão de honra do Luís Filipe Vieira. Isso é um insulto para os portugueses, pá.
Mas agora diz-me uma coisa, ok, eu concordo com isso, mas então e ter políticos na administração do clube?
Ainda pior.
Ok, obrigado.
Ainda pior. Tanto, se estiver no Sporting ou no Porto, é mau, não pode acontecer.
Can we just send everybody to jail? You're making me tired. Just send everybody to jail and start new. With everybody. I mean everybody. Pinto Costa got to go to jail too. Everybody go.
I would be content if they would be kicked out of the football world.
Yeah. Kick them out. And I mean like Liga, teams, everybody. Bye. VAR people there, out.
O Varandas é aquela bécula que, pronto, olha, toda a gente come com cebolada.
I think he thinks he's pretty. Because like his photos and his face, he's always like, hey. I'm like, get away from me.
Ele é bonito, mas a mulher dele é melhor.
Maybe that's what it is. His woman is prettier?
No, she is.
So, no. Why would I care about your team?
Catarina, não sei o quê. She used to be a really great athlete for Sporting.
Oh, yeah?
Eu nem sei como ela que se casou com aquela bécula, mas pronto.
Apparently he's a sweet talker, Steph. Maybe you just got to talk to him once.
Não, pá, ele é médico. Ele tem muita Viagra, é tudo for free. Ok, Bruno, anda lá com esses olhões, o que é que tu... Já acabamos ou quê, Bruno Crack?
Vamos, I'm listening to you.
Look at that for a change. He's not arguing. He's not grumpy. Look at this guy.
I'm battling with Josh, but Josh, you know.
You're not going to win, honey. That kid goes for a long time.
Oh, I'll win. Don't worry about it.
No, you're crazy.
I got stuff up my sleeve, Oshkest. He was already starting. Well, how many?
You got stuff up your sleeve. 8 centimeters.
Listen,
okay.
I don't have sleeves right now, but he was asking me how many Taças da Liga does Porto have? I said as many as Benfica has. FIFA World Club Cup of Clubs, UEFA Super Cup, and UEFA Europa League. I mean, how many does he have? I'd rather have those than Taças da Liga, but some people like Taças da Liga. Okay, whatever floats your boat.
Well, that's yeah, I
agree. I agree with that.
That's a poor argument because Taças da Liga, even Benfiquistas don't give a fuck because when Sporting won the last 2 and Braga won the last one, é uma taça que não importa para ninguém. And you can
exactly. No one cares about it unless they win.
That a lot. That's from Benfiquistas, Ferranhos.
That's from everybody.
That's
Don't even. I got Portistas.
said-
I know Braga people say the same thing.
You said when Sporting won the last two.
Yeah. Braga won the last one, and then the last two was Sporting.
You don't
A
remember?
última foi o Braga, não é?
No.
E depois as últimas.
Georgie,
as
you're
outras-
being mean.
Yeah, the one.
O Sporting.
No, the one before. I remember the one before. I didn't think it
Yeah,
was the
they won
last
two
two.
in a row.
Okay,
They won 2 in a row.
Depois
Porto
a
and
filial
PK.
antiga de Sporting.
that's
Sporting
right. I'm PKs. That's right. Yeah.
Ganhou.
Remember because Sergio Conceição like whipped somebody with the medal,
Yeah,
spit
that's
on
right.
Somebody. They're so nice.
They're so nice, so beautiful. They're
Yeah,
Angels.
he hit a fan. Our current coach didn't hit a police officer, though.
What?
President.
Our current coach didn't hit a police officer, though.
No.
JJ hit a police officer?
Oh, yes, in Guimarães.
He's senile. Of course he's going to hit somebody. Get out of the way.
Empurrou
Oh,
só,
boy.
mas a bater. Ele tropeçou no microfone.
O Bruno não devia ter internet há uns anos atrás, mas ele pode ir ao YouTube, que ver lá muitos jogos de 14, 15, 16 jogadores e banco e tudo a correr atrás do árbitro, 2 voltas atrás do árbitro, depois do árbitro marcar a falta.
Mas agora a verdade já se
É tipo calabote.
Não, isso foi há pouco tempo que saiu a verdade. Eles fizeram isso porque o gajo naquela altura já tinha Covid-19 e eles tocam a correr com ele.
Pois, exatamente.
All right, guys, we're going to end this. It was a long show, minute 26. We were on a great pace, but then we got a little sidetracked.
Like always.
Não
falha esta máquina.
Promote promote Benfica 90, please.
Benfica after 90.
After 90. Not during 90, because during 90 was Padres.
So you're part of it now? You part of it now, Cynthia?
No, it's my husband. And so he says that because I'm married to him, it's a lifelong contract. So
makes sense. We got
what year Mario. Is it? Like, whatever.
We have to invite Mario to the show too.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Like, and then, but yeah, no, I help him if he asks for it, like with editing and stuff. But otherwise, no, I just retweet them and everything. But so yeah, I'll be their big cheerleader. BA90, Benfica after 90. It's a dude in California, another guy in Ontario, and then the other guy in England. And so sometimes it's craziness.
Yeah.
But it's normally an hour after the game, and then they just break it down, and it's raw emotion, and so it's funny. But it's crazy time zones, and you'll get accents, and it's fun. Yeah. Okay. It's like you guys without Bruno.
You can't handle me.
No one can handle you. That's why you're alone in here.
That's right.
Sonia can handle you.
That's it. Às vezes.
Coitado.
Yeah, poor thing.
Eu estou sempre a rezar
Bless her.
para ela.
Here, I gotta answer this because Josh is here. He's asking why Pinto Costa does a new player. So I have to educate people. My job is to educate people, and Josh needs to be educated.
Educate us about all the frees that Porto has. Please tell me.
Well,
tell me more.
It's very simple. I mean, when you have a player, for example, like Abubakar, why are we going to let him go for free? I mean, he cost 16.5 million euros, right, to buy. He makes 2 million euros on salary. We have to let him go because it's a lot of salary. I mean, he's still got another year of contract. We got to let him go. We're going to save ourselves money. But don't forget, Benfica is going to go down that same path because they're 1% away from FIFA fair play. And if they don't start unloading players like we talked about last week, in a year from now, we'll talk about who's in FIFA fair play, who's not, who's in good shape financially, who's not. Because if George is accurate, and he really shocked me last week by saying, if Domingos Soares Oliveira might be leaving Benfica, why is Domingos Soares Oliveira looking to leave Benfica? I mean, it's very simple. It's because financially, he's starting to see things not the same way. And he has a different plan. Orelhas has a different plan. He's got to have to go in a different situation, a different road. He doesn't want to be the target.
Why do we have to go into financial fair play?
You're 1% away from that.
Where do you see this?
It was
so
on
it's
the news.
calculated. Yeah, so it's calculated already. So you're right now. So at the end of last year, we're at 69% between revenue and expenses, and those expenses that actually count the revenue that actually counts for that. It's everything except for transfer fees. So you figure now. So just to get you an idea,
Yep.
without going to the Champions League, we lose 35% of our operational revenue. So 35%.
So everyone who sits here and fights me that LFE is a good president, take a look at this fucking information and vote that bastard out in October.
Josh
Outubru.
needs to learn. Josh
That's
needs to
available.
learn.
This information
I'm
that George just mentioned, it's available on the Benfica website.
Okay.
So, o relator de
And
contas-
I'll give you another piece of information.
Yeah.
The way we are today, right
Mhm.
now, today, if it was the end of the season financially, if it was the end of the season, we will declare the biggest loss in financial history, in soccer history in Portugal. Right now, if the season would end right now with our transfers in, with our transfers out, not selling anybody, with the loss of revenue for the Champions League, adding about $10 million of revenue, Europa League, where we're assuming that we're going to make about $10 million, we will be showing approximately 200 million euros in losses.
Ouviste, Josh? Ouviste? Ouve! Com as orelhas, pá! É com as orelhas!
sometimes
Calm yourself, Bruno. How is that a way to teach somebody? What's wrong with
and that's
you?
easy.
Teach
And
the
that's easy.
charm, I see.
And that's very easy to calculate. Last year
Yeah.
when we sold last year.
We're turning this into the Benfica Financial Minute. Y'all need to take a back seat.
No,
We
what
have
all I
listeners
wanted to
that are
say
educated.
is that's available on the Benfica website.
Perfect.
It's
but I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you.
um relator de contas with a lot of pages, and like Fernando, Jorge estava a falar, it's very complex. It's
Yeah.
not for everybody. It gets
No, it's
very
not.
confusing. But what Jorge said is on point. Benfica is in trouble. Sporting is in trouble too, and Porto is in trouble too.
Yeah.
But I know and I accept that, and Bruno knows he accepts that too. But when you talk to Benfiquistas, they don't accept. George is and Cynthia, there's very few of you that accept it. The vast majority só querem ganhar. E não interessa como se ganha. Só interessa ganhar. But
That's not
they're
right.
not thinking about the club itself, that the club is in trouble financially, and this will affect the club in years from now for a long time.
Yeah.
So just to give you, just to finish up, just to give you an idea how to calculate that. Last year we sold about 150 million euros in players. João Felix and a few other players. We made about 150 million.
Yep.
So, and out of those 150 million, we only showed a gain of 48 million, right? So you take that number, right, which is about 80-90 million difference, because we didn't sell any players this year. So that's 90. You add the 88 million that we already wasted, that's 178. And you add another 50 million that we lost because of not going to the Champions League, you're at about 230 million loss.
I have to look into this.
Listen, Cynthia, like George, this is the reason why I always credit George, because I've seen it for myself. George battled.
But is it only because like Josh is saying, is it on 3 years or the last 2 only?
The what?
The way that they're counting the financial fair play, are they just? It's rolling.
No,
is it the last 2 or is it the last 3?
Last year.
Just the last year.
Yeah, it's going to be the last year now. Yeah, it's going to be this year now. So at the end of the year, they're going to calculate your expenses with your gains, and the gains or the revenue that they calculate has nothing to do with player transfers. Player transfers are out of the way. So it's only Champions League or Europa League, what money you made there. Then you have the regular sales, marketing, all that good stuff. So the transfers itself are out of it. So right now Benfica, the only thing that they can do right now, Benfica, to help with that number, they have to get rid of player salaries. So even if they sell players, let's say they sell a player now for 200 million euros.
Yep.
It's not gonna help them in the fair play financeiro because transfer fees are not counted towards that. The only thing that's
So
going to
it's
help
just
them,
discounting that salary that was
it's
there.
just that exactly.
So here it is. So what? So Josh is asking. So if
He
your
just
player
answered, yeah.
transfers don't count, why do we have to sell players?
Because you got to get rid of the salaries out of the sheet. So
Yo.
whether you sell somebody or whether you do what we just did today with Fiorentino and with Tavares, which is Fiorentino went to Monaco,
Yep.
Tavares went to Moreirense. As long as we get rid of them and we're not responsible for their salary, the other team is responsible for their salary. That actually helps in the percentage of the fair play financeiro. A transfer fee does not help at all.
So now to answer Josh further up in our chat here.
Yep.
The reason why Porto opted to let all these players go for free is because a lot of these players had very high salaries.
Yep.
Herrera, Brahimi, Abubakar, so on and so forth. It's because the salaries were so high and it was affecting our FIFA fair play.
And the transfer doesn't count. So why would you care if there's a transfer?
I've been saying it for many, many years, Cynthia. I've been saying it for many years against, to Portistas that we had to sell regardless of who they were. Yes, were they?
You never made that make sense to me, like Georgie just did by saying it's the salaries and not the transfer that counts. That's why I never understood when you were saying that. I was like, how is this addition by subtraction? You don't make sense.
No, addition by subtraction means like a guy like, for example, Herrera. To me, he didn't add anything to the team. So by eliminating him, we're already gaining. We're already gaining a player because I don't think he was that good. And it's proven because he went to Atletico Madrid and he's done absolutely nothing. Now they're looking to shop him around after 1 year into his contract of, I think, 5 or 6 years. So selling players or letting players go for free like Porto's doing is probably more beneficial because it's affecting their FIFA fair play.
Well, and like we did with Zivkovic, we let him go for free. He's the most expensive player that we've ever had.
Yes.
Because we paid all together. We paid over 20 million for him, and he scored the winning goal for PAOK. That cost us another 50 million. So he's actually a 70 million player. But when
what
you
an
take
asshole.
when you take 8-9 million euros out of the salaries, out of the Folha Salarial, that helps a lot because that pays for another 3 or 4 players. Today we got rid of Fedja. Fedja went to play in Saudi Arabia or whatever. So you're getting salary out of the way. But the thing is that we got players that are very expensive. With Vertonghen, we're paying a ton of money for him. Sublinha, we're paying a ton of money for him. Yeah. So we'll see where we are at the end of the thing. But you're not going to be able to compensate for 35% of lost revenue plus the stadium's closed. You're not making about 2 million euros a home game between merchandising and ticket sales and all that good stuff. Yeah. It's almost impossible that we're going to get to the end of the season and not be caught in the fair play financeiro.
Oh, so going back to this whole thing now, again, Josh is saying something about Herrera was your captain. I don't care if he's my captain or not. To me, he was never a captain, but the only time he was good for something is when he scored against Benfica and they gave us the title 2 years ago. Other than that, he was a waste. He was a waste of money. I never saw anything like where he was an added value to Porto, but whatever. Going back to this whole thing, letting guys go for free. There are certain guys. Porto did an option. They made an option or took an option of keeping certain players. So they said, all right, we can sell this player for X amount of money. We would like Y, but we are only going to get X. Is it worth letting this guy go for X versus keeping him, let him go for free, but at least he's helping us give a chance to win or make money in Champions League? They opted that way. Do I agree with it? No, but that is the option that they took. So say, for example, a guy like Alex Telles, if they decide to keep him and he walks for free in January, because he can sign in January for anybody, the question is, do they sell him for X and they could get very little amount of money off of him and he's one of the best left backs in the world? Or do we keep him, try to win another league, try to get into Champions League directly, and then let him go for free and it is what it is. Those are the two options that you have. We opted for one, not agreed by me, not agreed by many. But there are people that say, hey, you know what? Let's keep him. Let's try to win, and then let him go on his business. Let him go on with his life. So it really depends on who you're talking about. I understand. I prefer selling versus nothing, but that's how they opted. Was it the best one? We'll see in a couple of years. But right now, I see Porto's in FIFA fair play. Benfica's just about there. Sporting we'll see in a couple of years. And I've been saying it for many, many, many moons already. Portuguese clubs, at least the big three, they have lived well above their means. Well above their means. So,
Josh, I've said that many, many times over the last few years. He just said in the chat, Bruno seems like a nice guy to talk to when he's not angry.
and I'm a nice guy, and I'm not an angry guy.
No, see, the thing is, he's from Jersey, and they got that Jersey charm.
Yeah.
Plus, he's a Portista, and so he's got the Portista charm. So it's just very rough around the edges. It's a double whammy.
Yeah,
that's right.
Not to mention, I'm a Cancer on top of that, so that's even more.
Are you really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm a Cancer. All right, so we're gonna end the show at 1:40. We're having a lot of.
Just listen. Anybody that's watching right now, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Cynthia, for joining us as well. Please go into our YouTube channel, like our page, and please subscribe. I think during these 2 hours, we already had like 6 or 7 people subscribe. So please.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Because me, maybe they're being facetious. Right. No, I'm kidding.
That's right. So please keep subscribe.
We got to get Mario on soon.
Oh my gosh, you guys, that's going to be a long one too. Because he's a chatty Cathy and he works in finances. So guess what? Y'all get ready. Bring your books. Let's do the accounting.
That makes 2 of us. We'll get along just fine then.
Yeah, him and George will add it. I mean, George is currently applying for the CFO job at Benfica because Oliveira is going to be leaving.
That's right.
As for Steph, he can't be anywhere near Sporting because he'd be in prison by the next day. Josh, yeah, you can come on, no problem, man. Where's Josh from? California?
No. Josh is from Ontario. Alex is from California.
Another lumberjack.
Yep.
Molingas, absolutely not. We're not getting Molingas on the show.
Who?
Molingas.
Oh. But he's
Victor,
asking. He's like, let me on.
He won't come on. All right, guys. Make sure you guys stay safe. Cynthia, thank you very much for coming on.
No, thanks for having me on. It's been a while, right? I haven't been on with the two of you. You guys are hilarious. And George, it was fun to meet you.
Likewise, thank you.
Just remember, Benfica after 90 is on. You guys usually play when? Like when you guys?
Oh, they go right after the game normally, or it'll be like an hour after the game, or sometimes that evening. And again, it's because UK, Ontario, and Cali time zones. So that's 8 hours.
Yeah. So if you guys want to catch, if you're a Benfica fan, and you want to listen to guys that are Benfica fans, listen to their show. I've been on it actually as a guest. I always have a lot of fun. I don't know if Steph has ever been. Has Steph been on?
No.
For the sporting pod, I think they had Patty.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't, but I did listen to the podcast once or twice. Because it was Mario, and I wanted to support him, and also I wanted to see the quality of the show, and it's pretty good. For Benfiquistas, it's a really really good.
For a bunch of racist Benfiquistas, she thinks.
Oh, you guys are just so good.
You guys are brutal.
I listen to the truth. I listen when it's a Benfica Sporting. Of course, I want to see the inside of how Benfica commentators think about the game, and they were right on right on. Yeah.
And are you still doing the Sporting 160?
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course,
And are you
yeah.
still on 3 Tugas, Bruno?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be recording soon. I just don't know when because it's hard with everybody's schedule.
Yeah. No, we get it.
I mean, it is. And then we get, and now we have George, but George's the finance guy, so he's gonna be taking over Benfica very soon.
Yeah.
He's the one who finances the podcast, so we're fine.
Oh, there it is. He's the money.
Follow the
So
money.
he does have LFV on his phone.
Follow the money. Orelhas doesn't like him. He tells him the
Nope.
truth.
He's gonna do to me what he just did to Rodolfo. He's gonna take me to court.
Process.
Process.
Sounds good.
Process.
All right, guys. You all have a good night. Stay safe.
You too.
Cynthia, very much. Thank you very much for coming on. Steph
Thank
will be
you.
talking. George will be talking. Everyone have a good night and ciao, Laura.